Funny because you tell people they don't believe you. But on my dad's side, Shetlands, with the Blacks of the Shetlands, we had the bakery.
Yeah.
So my Viking Celts, we've got family in Wales.
I don't know. I think the van's over there, so if they're not there, they'll be around.
All right, no worries. Enjoy your interview.
Oh, yeah, nice one.
She's not with Papa, is she? Nicole Papa, who was the old Renault Clio advert.
Oh, I've seen that one.
Well, I'm recording, I think, so I can't play at the same time. So let's do this first.
Yeah, that's alright.
So this is Will, lead singer, I'd say, of the Bulls.
Yeah.
Oh shit, that's not good. What have I
What
broken?
was that? I think it was the curtain rail.
Yeah,
thing.
it was-
Don't worry, it's.
Certainly.
Yeah.
So I saw you last year with a replacement bass guitarist, I recall, who was
Yes.
from another band and is also from a family of actors. He's a Viking-y type chap.
He is, yeah. He's one of the Dogliani brothers.
Dogliani brothers.
Yeah.
Right, I'm glad I got that because that escaped me. And I recorded, I think the first thing was you doing, after you'd done your primping and your Madonna huddle.
Yeah. Yeah.
That was so funny because it was dead tense. Everyone going on about schedules.
Yeah.
And then you did Revolution.
Yeah.
And you did like a Freddie Mercury warm-up where you get the crowd to sing with you.
Yeah. Yeah, I like to do a bit of that.
Born Entertainer.
I think so, yeah. Even when I was as a kid, if there was at school, if there was some sort of, you had to a little play or something like that, I would always want to be in that and make people laugh. I thought that was, especially as a kid, like on doing little plays, just make people laugh.
Funny, because
that was a good feeling.
I remember primary school I did plays, and then in secondary school I did a play that was pretty good, and then I got kicked out for smoking, I think.
Right.
At the back of the thing, of the drama thing. And all my life, even in my job, I've made people laugh and entertain them, and ridden my bike like a loony and shown them the videos. No one really pays any attention to that. Maybe you're doing something a bit different,
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe.
Or they think you're nuts.
I guess probably some people do. I mean, I think I'm a bit nuts sometimes. I certainly feel that way, and everybody is, right?
Yeah. So the world's nuts, though, isn't it? So if you deal with it like I used to, which is whinge about it and dwell on it, you will go. Yeah. You won't be in a good place. So you've got to escape.
Well, yeah. I mean, you got to sort of. I think something I've thought about quite a bit over the last few years is, if you want something to be a certain way, then rather than point the finger at the way it is, and sort of put most of your energy towards that feeling of giving them hate and frustration, then instead you put the energy towards just going and doing the thing anyway. And then it's like, instead of saying that's shit, it's more being like, hey, this is cool, isn't it? And then you're sitting in that, and that's a much better place to sit.
I experienced that in Wrexham. I started doing voluntary work for the Yellow Blue Community Hub during lockdown, taking photos and stuff, and talking to people really, and it was the first time I'd engaged with my local area because I worked in Manchester.
Yeah.
And on the Wrexham site, someone would say, "Oh, there's a new planning put in for a new bistro opened in the town," and someone put, "We don't need no new restaurants," and I went, "Yeah, we do. It's a Chorlton, in Manchester, that was a shithole like Wrexham.
Right.
And then there's Dulcimer and all those other things, and then that brings in boutiques. So the more eateries you put in a place,
Yeah.
the more people will go there. And even in a recession, so especially if they're value. Wrexham's cheap to park, easy to park. Chester's like priced itself out. It could have become just a bit like Chilton, you know, east to Didsbury.
Yeah.
You know? And I just think that it's that negative attitude. If they say, the funniest thing about that was they said, well, we've got Italian, and I went, what? And they went, la baguette. So I know you shouldn't laugh, but that's French
Yeah.
bread. It's a body shop. But sadly, actually, I think it's changed a lot since Ryan Reynolds bought the football team.
Oh, right, yeah.
It's now like Hollywood Centre.
Right, I see.
I'm not there now. I'm somewhere else.
Yeah, yeah. Well, that's what happens, isn't it? You know, something cool comes into the place, and then everybody wants to be there.
Yeah, it did. I grew up in Llanfairpwll, Gwyngyll, Goger, Chwydrobwll, Llansilio,
Whoa.
Yeah. So I went to Ysgol Gyfun David Hughes, Menai Bridge, Wales, Anglesey.
Right.
So yeah, I've been around.
Wow,
Yes, and you have too. So how did you end up being a rock star?
yeah. Well, it was sort of by accident, really.
Fell.
Yeah. It was. I mean, I'd been in music for a few years already. I'd been, you know, songwriting and going out and playing in a few different bands and playing on my own as well. You know, traveling around, hitchhiking, you know, stuff like that. So I knew that the life of you know, traveling and playing music was a life for me. But it was sort of when, I mean, I started the band basically at the start of 2020. That was when the band started, and you know, we got a few gigs underway, and then obviously the whole, you know, COVID thing happened.
Yeah.
And basically I was like, you know, I'd already made these plans to get on the road, and it had fallen through. But then in August I called everybody up because everyone was in different places, and I said, look, let's move into the van, let's live on the road, let's just travel town to town. We take the gear with us, we go to where there's people, because they was letting people out, you know, but they just weren't having music venues, so there was people about. We just had to take the
Didn't I
music
find
to
out when I ended up on a marina in 2021, and I found out they'd just been partying the whole time. They've been happy as Larry.
Well, yeah. Well, it was a good time actually in a lot of ways. The
Medical help was a bit. Yeah, they were quick to jab, but not very quick to fix anything, were they? Okay.
Yeah. Well, I don't know about all of that. You know,
Yeah, well, no, all it was is that during that period in Wales, you couldn't get an appointment
right.
with a GP. Dentistry was like thinking. Hairdressing. Do you remember the people on the telly?
Well, I grew my hair out because of it. That's what made me a rock star. You
I
know?
learned to cut my own, so I cut my own. I've been for the last couple of years. Yeah, we're still recording. That's nice. Yeah, it was bizarre what people learned about themselves during lockdown, or remembered. More importantly,
Yeah, I think so.
at the time. Yeah, that's what happened with me. I had the time. So I built that camera from broken bits.
Cool.
Started buying and selling cameras, and also mountain bike parts. I've always ridden mountain bikes.
Right.
And just started indulging in what I loved more, and still working because my sleep patterns went all to shit because you didn't have a routine,
Right.
and that's a weird thing. It's a weird thing when you're used to getting up, to be working like a slave, getting home late,
Sure.
shoving shit down your face. But yeah, I like this pace of life better.
Yeah, man.
And it's hectic sometimes, don't get me wrong, it's fucking... I leave stuff all over the country. You know, like, I've left my camera in someone's van, and they come back eventually, usually. So, do you want to see your film?
Yeah, let's see
And
it.
then I'll do a bit more.
I heard that many years ago there was a curse put on this town. No matter how much you wanted to leave, but you had to stick around. The only way to beat it is with a stone, a strange little riddle with a hole in the middle, and it's made of a witch's bone. Well, maybe one day I'll find that stone, and you know I'm gonna shout, I ain't under your spell. You can't go back to hell, 'cause this kid's getting out. Well, maybe I was born to sail the seas, to ride the open road. And I know how beggars can be wise men, how princes can be told. I just hope this weary heart of mine can bear the heavy load. I know, well, maybe one day I'll find that stone, and you know I'm gonna shout, I ain't under your spell. You can't go back to hell, 'cause this kid's getting out. Hear me cry, you feel my very pain. Well, I hope you'll find a stone of your own to make you yourself again. I know it's just a frame of mind that keep me from going insane. Well, I know that, baby, one day I'll find that stone, and you know I'm gonna shout, I ain't under your spell. You can't go back to hell, 'cause this kid's getting out.
Sounds so nice. There's a stereo mic in it. I've got you on also. And then that nonsense on it. Much prefer to run a phone.
light a fire. Get some good people around. Bring your voices to the clouds. Making music now. Oh. I say that this is a gathering of the tribe. A gathering of the tribe. No wonder that we survive. It's a gathering of the tribe. It's a gathering of the tribe. It's a gathering of the tribe. It's a wonder how we survive. It's a gathering of the tribe. Oh, let me feel alive. live my life on the yellow line. I live my life on the yellow line. Dodging waters and pocket fines. I live my